Chosen one, the path before you is not wide, and it was never meant to be. It winds upward, through shadows and storms, carved with challenges that only a few have the strength to endure. Not everyone can walk this road with you. Some will try to follow but fall behind. Others will never even attempt the climb. And though their absence may sting, their departure is proof of your calling. The weight pressing against you is not a punishment. It is a sign that your journey is not ordinary, that it is marked by purpose too great for every hand to carry. Stay with this message until the end, for clarity unfolds layer by layer. And when you finish, release your intention by writing your warmest wishes and the number 777 in the comments. This is not ritual but resonance. It is your way of affirming that you are ready to walk forward, even if others cannot. It is a declaration to the universe that your energy is aligned, your spirit is open, and your heart is prepared to hold what is coming. That declaration does not vanish into the air. It echoes back, multiplied, fueling your own journey as it unfolds. The truth of this road is both beautiful and brutal. It is beautiful because it is designed specifically for you, woven with opportunities and transformations that no one else can claim. It is brutal because it demands separation. You cannot carry everyone with you, no matter how much you want to. Some people will not understand your calling, some will resist your growth, some will cling to the version of you that you are leaving behind, and if you let them, they will hold you back, weighing you down with doubts, fears, and distractions. That is why the road narrows, so that only what belongs with you can remain. This is not rejection, it is refinement. Those who leave your side are not being taken from you to harm you, but to protect you. Their absence creates space for your purpose. Their silence makes room for clarity. Their distance frees you from expectations that were never meant to shape you. It hurts to let go, yes, but sometimes holding on hurts more. The weight of carrying people who cannot endure your path is heavier than the weight of walking it alone. Loneliness in this season is not a curse, it is a teacher. It sharpens your focus, strengthens your resolve, and deepens your connection to your own spirit. It forces you to confront your fears, to rise without applause, to continue without validation. And though it feels heavy, it is in that solitude that the strongest versions of you are forged. Gold is refined in fire, not in comfort. Purpose is carved in silence, not in noise. Destiny is claimed on narrow roads, not crowded highways. Many will not understand this. They will look at your separation and call it isolation. They will mistake your focus for distance, your boundaries for rejection. But you will know the truth. You are not walking away from them. You are walking towards something greater. And in time, even they may see that what looked like loss was actually preparation. Some may join you later once they are ready. Others may never return because their story was never meant to unfold alongside yours. And both outcomes are mercy. This road was never promised to be easy, but it was promised to be worth it. Every step you take alone brings you closer to clarity. Every mile walked without company strengthens the bond between you and your calling. And while not everyone can walk with you, the presence of those who are meant to remain will prove unshakable. They may be few, but they will be aligned. Their loyalty will not waver with storms. Their vision will not crumble under pressure. Those are the ones who belong, and their rarity is proof of their value. So do not despise the thinning of your circle. Do not mourn the distance of those who cannot endure the climb. See it for what it is: refinement, preparation, alignment. The universe is clearing space around you, removing what cannot survive the altitude, stripping away the excess so that you can rise unencumbered. The path narrows because destiny is heavy, and you cannot carry both it and the weight of everything else. You must choose what to hold, and in choosing, you will find freedom. The road ahead is not for everyone, but it is for you. And though it may be lonely at times, it will lead you to heights that only the chosen ever see. Hold fast to that truth and let it carry you forward, even when the silence feels unbearable. For silence does not mean abandonment, it means you are finally hearing the voice of destiny without interference. There is a reason the path narrows the further you walk. At the beginning, it feels wide enough for everyone you love, everyone you trust, everyone you believe will stay. You imagine they will always be there, climbing beside you, celebrating each step, but the road of destiny has rules of its own, and one of its most difficult truths is that not everyone is built for the journey you are on. Some are meant to accompany you for a season, to teach you, to shape you, or to strengthen you, but not to finish the climb with you. This truth is rarely comfortable. When people fall away, when relationships shift, when connections grow silent, it can feel like rejection. You may even question yourself, wondering if you are the one who caused the distance, if you should have done more to keep them near. But what you are experiencing is not punishment, it is alignment. The road ahead requires a version of you that cannot be weighed down by the expectations, fears, or distractions of those who are not prepared to rise with you. Their absence is not a loss, it is a necessary clearing. Imagine carrying too many bags on a steep climb. At first you may manage, but as the path narrows and the incline sharpens, the weight becomes unbearable. To continue, you must decide what to release. That is what is happening in your life right now. The universe is not taking people from you to hurt you, but to free your hands and strengthen your pace. Those who cannot endure this stretch of the road would only slow you, not because they are bad, but because their story is unfolding differently. It takes courage to accept this. It is easier to cling, to beg for understanding, to try to pull others with you when they are not ready, but courage means trusting that the path knows who belongs with you. If someone steps away, it is not because your worth diminished. It is because their role in your story has been fulfilled. Their chapter was never meant to be the entire book. And though it hurts to turn a page, doing so allows the story to move forward, unbroken and true to its purpose. Loneliness will often disguise itself as abandonment. You may feel deserted, as if the people you counted on have betrayed you, but if you look deeper, you will see that this loneliness is sacred. It is not empty, it is refining. It strips away noise so you can finally hear your own voice. It removes distractions so you can finally see the road with clarity. It silences applause so you can finally act without seeking validation. Alone, you discover strength you did not know you had, focus you never thought possible, and faith that runs deeper than fear. And even in this solitude, you are not truly without support. There will always be those rare souls who remain, whose loyalty is not shaken by storms, whose vision aligns with yours. They may be few, but their presence is powerful. They are not always loud or visible, but their endurance proves their belonging. You will know them by their consistency. They do not need to be convinced. They do not demand that you shrink. They do not fear your growth. They walk with you not because the path is easy, but because they are aligned with your purpose. This thinning of your circle is not something to resist, it is something to embrace. Every step without excess weight makes the climb lighter. Every goodbye, painful though it may be, clears the air for clarity to enter. Every departure that leaves you in silence creates room for new strength, new wisdom, new alignment. You are not being left behind, you are being lifted higher. The separation is not loss, it is preparation. When you begin to see this, your perspective shifts. You no longer beg for everyone to stay. You no longer cling to those who resist your growth. You no longer measure your worth by the number of people beside you. Instead, you walk with confidence, even if the road feels empty. You understand that the path is not supposed to be crowded and that solitude is not weakness, but strength in disguise. This is the paradox of destiny. The road narrows, but your vision expands. You lose people, but you gain clarity. You walk alone, but you rise higher. And in time, those who are meant to join you will reappear, not as distractions, but as allies. Their presence will not weigh you down, but lift you further. Until then, the silence you walk in is not a void. It is a sanctuary where your true self is forged. So do not mourn what has been removed. Do not chase what has chosen to fall away. Do not fear the narrowing of your path. Every absence is creating space for your transformation. Every loss is making room for the new. Every lonely mile is shaping you into the version of yourself that can carry the weight of what is coming. Not everyone can walk this road with you, and that is exactly how it is meant to be. There comes a stage in every meaningful journey where the silence around you grows louder than the voices that once surrounded you. At first, this silence feels like loss. It feels like something has been taken from you, like the laughter, the company, and the comfort you once relied upon have abandoned you. But slowly you begin to notice that this silence is not empty. It is alive. It carries weight, wisdom, and clarity that you never could have heard in the noise of crowded company. The absence of others is not punishment, it is preparation, the refining fire that burns away distractions so that you can finally hear the call within. When you realize that not everyone can walk this road with you, the sting of separation begins to change into something else. You begin to see that those who departed were never meant to endure the climb you are facing now. Some had roles in your earlier steps, teachers who showed you strength, companions who gave you laughter, even adversaries who sharpened your resolve. Their presence mattered, but their absence matters too. By leaving, they make space for the higher version of you to emerge. The road narrows not because you are being punished, but because you are being purified. The truth is that the higher you climb, the thinner the air becomes. At lower levels, many can breathe easily, walk beside you, and enjoy the journey. But as the path rises, the air grows rare, and not everyone has the lungs to endure it. You cannot drag them higher, they will suffocate. To hold them close against the pull of destiny would be to endanger both of you. That is why separation is not betrayal, it is mercy. It is the universe protecting them from a road they cannot endure and protecting you from the weight of carrying what does not belong. Still, the loneliness is real. You may long for the comfort of shared steps, the warmth of familiar voices, the assurance that someone understands your struggle. But understand this: solitude is a crucible. It shapes you in ways community never could, and it teaches you to trust your instincts, to rely on your inner compass, to find peace without applause. It breaks the chains of dependence on external validation, forcing you to build a strength that cannot be shaken by shifting opinions or fading support. And in that solitude, you begin to notice something extraordinary. You start to see signs you once overlooked, whispers of guidance that were drowned out before. Your vision sharpens, your focus deepens, your awareness expands. The silence becomes a teacher, showing you truths about yourself and your path that you never would have learned surrounded by constant noise. What felt like abandonment reveals itself as alignment. What felt like loss reveals itself as gain. Not everyone can walk this road with you because this road is meant to strip away illusions. It removes false friendships that only thrived in comfort. It exposes loyalties that could not endure hardship. It separates those who love your light from those who are threatened by it. What remains is real, unshakable, and true. And though fewer walk beside you, the ones who remain are aligned with your soul, not your shadow. They are with you not because the path is easy, but because they were designed to endure the same climb. This refining is not cruel. It is intentional. It is how you are prepared for what lies ahead. Because what is coming requires a version of you that is unburdened, unshaken, and unafraid of walking alone when necessary. It requires you to release the need for approval, to let go of the illusion of safety in numbers, and to embrace the sacred power of standing firm in solitude. This is not weakness, it is mastery. It is the strength that transforms wanderers into leaders, or dreamers into doers, chosen ones into examples. And the beauty is this: solitude never lasts forever. It is a season, not a sentence. Once it has done its work, once it has stripped away what cannot remain, once it has refined you into the one capable of carrying destiny, new connections will emerge. People who resonate with your frequency, who understand your silence, who respect your growth, they will appear. They will not need to be convinced because they will recognize the same fire within themselves. The few who remain or arrive later will carry more value than the many who departed. So when the silence feels unbearable, remember this: it is not empty. It is full of the wisdom you could not hear before. When the road feels lonely, remember this: it is not abandoned. It is sacred ground, meant for those rare enough to walk it. And when you feel the weight of separation pressing on your spirit, remember this: it is not rejection. It is the refining that proves you are exactly where you are meant to be. Not everyone can walk this road with you, and that is not your burden, it is your blessing. Because the fewer voices beside you, the clearer you will hear the one that matters most, the voice within, guiding you every step of the way. The journey becomes steepest when you least expect it. At first, the road feels manageable, with voices encouraging you, people walking beside you, and comfort in knowing you are not alone. But then, almost without warning, the path shifts. It grows narrower, the climb sharper, and one by one, those who once surrounded you begin to fall away. Some leave quietly, some leave suddenly, and some linger only to reveal they were never meant to stay. This thinning of the crowd is not chaos, it is design. For the higher the climb, the fewer can endure the altitude. You must understand that this is not about worth or love, it is about capacity. Not everyone has the lungs to breathe where you are going. Not everyone has the strength to climb terrain this steep. And not everyone has the vision to see the summit that calls you. They may love you deeply, but love alone cannot equip them for this path. The road you walk demands sacrifice, focus, and resilience that not every soul has been prepared to carry. To resent their absence is to misunderstand the purpose of your journey. Think of it like a vessel setting sail. At the harbour, many crowd the deck. They enjoy the view, the ease, the excitement. But as the waters grow rough and the horizon stretches long, passengers begin to reconsider. Some disembark at the first port, content with a short ride. Others grow seasick, unable to endure the waves. And only a few remain when the vessel pushes into deeper waters. This is your life. At each stage, the crowd will thin, not to punish you, but to preserve the mission. Those who cannot endure the waves are never meant to see the destination. Loneliness is often the price of elevation. The higher you go, the less crowded it becomes. But in that space, something remarkable happens. You begin to discover strength that was hidden beneath the noise of constant company. You learn to move forward even without applause, to believe in yourself even without validation, to keep climbing even when no one else can see the summit. This independence is not meant to harden you, it is meant to prepare you, because the vision you carry is fragile at first, easily crushed by doubt, easily distorted by misunderstanding. It needs silence to grow, solitude to root, and endurance to flourish. It is tempting to look back, to wonder why those you trusted could not continue with you. You may even feel betrayed, as if their departure is evidence of their lack of care. But often their leaving is mercy, not betrayal. If they stayed longer than they were capable, they would become a weight you would eventually have to drag. And carrying someone who resists the climb will slow you until you lose sight of your own summit. Sometimes love means letting go, not because you stop caring, but because holding on would destroy both of you. There will be moments when the silence feels heavy, when you long for the comfort of familiar voices. In those moments, remember this: silence is not absence, it is alignment. It creates the space for clarity. It forces you to rely on your inner compass, to sharpen your discernment, to recognize the difference between voices that uplift and voices that distract. Without the silence, you would never hear the depth of your own spirit speaking. Without the solitude, you would never learn to stand firmly in your truth, even when the world around you shifts. The truth is that this road is not meant for everyone because the destination is not for everyone. The vision planted in you is unique, and its fulfillment requires refinement. The narrowing of your circle is part of that refinement. It teaches you who belongs at the summit, who is equipped to endure the storms, who carries loyalty that does not crack under pressure. And though they may be few, those who remain are worth more than the many who departed. Their presence will be steady, their support unshakable, and their alignment undeniable. So do not fear the thinning of the path, do not mourn the absence of those who stepped away. Each departure is a signpost reminding you that this journey is not about quantity, it is about quality. The few who endure with you will amplify your strength, but even if you walk alone, you are not abandoned. You are being guided, refined, and prepared for what lies ahead. And in time, the solitude that feels so heavy now will be remembered as the sacred ground where your destiny was forged. This road was never promised to be easy, but it was promised to be purposeful. Every mile walked alone carves resilience into your spirit. Every step taken without a crowd sharpens your vision. Every silence you endure shapes you into the version of yourself capable of carrying the weight of your calling. Not everyone can walk this road with you, and that is not a tragedy. It is the clearest sign that you are exactly where you are meant to be. The longer you walk this road, the clearer it becomes that separation is not the enemy, it is the sculptor. Each time someone drifts away, it carves away the excess from your journey, chiseling down distractions, illusions, and dependencies until what remains is pure, unshakable purpose. It does not always feel that way in the moment. In the moment, the loss stings, the silence feels sharp, and the absence echoes like a wound. But over time, you begin to see that what you thought was subtraction was actually addition in disguise. By losing what could not endure, you gained freedom to rise. This is the paradox of destiny. It narrows your path not to punish you, but to protect you. If everyone stayed, if everyone clung to you, you would never learn how to carry yourself. You would always lean on their approval, always depend on their validation, always measure your worth by their presence, and destiny requires more than that. It requires you to know your strength even when no one else is clapping. It requires you to stand tall even when no one else is watching. It requires you to believe in the summit even when no one else can see it. The refining that happens here is not loud. It is subtle, quiet, almost invisible to those on the outside. They may look at your life and wonder why you are more isolated, why your circle has thinned, why you no longer chase the company you once sought. What they cannot see is that in the quiet, your spirit has become louder, your vision sharper, your foundation stronger. They do not understand because they are not walking this road, and that is okay. Not everyone can. At times, the loneliness will tempt you to turn back, to reattach yourself to those who left, to chase after voices that once made you feel safe. But deep inside, you know that safety is an illusion. Going back would not bring comfort, it would bring chains. The very reason those people could not continue with you is because the weight of your calling was too much for them. If you return to them, you will only anchor yourself to a version of you that no longer exists. You will be asking your future to fit into your past, and that is a battle you will never win. Instead, the road calls you forward, promising something far greater than what you left behind. It promises connections that are not fragile but fortified. It promises relationships not built on convenience but on alignment. It promises companions who will not crumble under pressure, who will not vanish when storms arise, who will not shrink when your light grows brighter. The ones waiting ahead will not need convincing because they are walking their own narrow road. And when your paths converge, there will be recognition, not resistance. This is why it is important to honor the thinning of your journey. Each person who departs creates room for the one who belongs. Each silence you endure clears space for clarity to enter. Each moment of solitude builds the foundation for stronger unity later. What feels like loss is actually rearrangement. What feels like abandonment is actually realignment. The road knows what you need, even when you resist its methods. You may not see it yet, but every mile you walk alone is preparing you for the weight of what is coming. You are learning resilience, patience, and focus that cannot be shaken. You are learning to hear your own spirit without interference, to trust your instincts without second-guessing, to carry yourself without leaning on applause. These lessons are not easy, but they are necessary. Without them, you would not survive what is waiting at the summit. With them, you will not only survive, you will thrive. The truth is, not everyone can walk this road with you, and that truth will never change. But what will change is how you see it. Instead of grieving those who left, you will bless them for what they taught you and release them with peace. Instead of longing for crowds, you will embrace the clarity of walking with a few. Instead of fearing solitude, you will welcome it as sacred ground where your purpose takes root. In time, you will look back and realize that the very moments that felt like endings were actually beginnings, pushing you closer to the destiny that was always meant for you. So let the road narrow, let the circle thin, let the silence grow. None of it is here to harm you, it is here to shape you. The people who remain will be the ones who are meant to, and their presence will prove unshakable. And as for the rest, their absence is not rejection, it is release. Release of what cannot endure so you can rise into everything that can. There comes a point in every sacred journey when you stop asking why the path grew narrow and begin to understand that it was never meant to be crowded. What you once saw as a punishment now reveals itself as precision. Each departure, each silence, each moment of solitude was not random, it was woven into the design of your destiny. You were not abandoned, you were being prepared. The thinning of the road was not rejection, it was alignment. The distance you feel from others is not emptiness, it is space being cleared so that the weight of your calling can fully rest on your shoulders. The truth is that carrying greatness is never light. The higher you rise, the more it demands of you. To step into this destiny, you cannot cling to everything and everyone from the past. Some people were anchors when you needed grounding, but now they would only hold you underwater. Some voices gave you comfort once, but now they would only drown out your clarity. Some hands steadied you in early steps, but now they would only slow your climb. To hold on to them now would not be loyalty, it would be sabotage. And so life, in its relentless wisdom, removes them so you can breathe freely in higher air. There will be moments when you still feel the ache of absence, when memories stir and you long for what once was. That ache does not mean you are broken, it means you are human. But do not mistake longing for direction. Missing someone does not mean they are meant to return. Loving someone does not mean they are meant to stay, and grieving the loss of what once was does not mean you should try to resurrect it. The road ahead requires your eyes forward, your spirit steady, and your hands free to carry what is waiting. In time, you will begin to see the reward of this difficult refinement. Where once there was noise, there is now clarity. Where once there were doubts, there is now focus. Where once you looked to others for approval, you now carry the strength to validate yourself. This is not arrogance, it is alignment. It is the deep knowing that you are on the path designed for you, and though it feels narrow, it is also filled with purpose that cannot be denied. And though not everyone can walk this road with you, you will never walk it completely alone. The silence may strip away crowds, but it never strips away guidance. There are forces greater than yourself watching, aligning, arranging, ensuring that each step you take brings you closer to fulfillment. You may not see them, but you will feel them in the sudden peace that washes over you when you thought you could not go on. In the unexpected encouragement that arrives when you are weary, in the unexplainable strength that rises in your spirit when you should have collapsed. That is proof you are never abandoned. Eventually you will discover that those who left made space for those who truly belong. The road does not remain empty forever. It clears first, then it fills again, but this time with the right people. People who understand the climb, who recognize the summit, who carry their own strength and do not demand yours. They will not resist your growth, they will celebrate it, they will not shrink from your light, they will walk beside it, they will not fear the storms, they will endure them with you. And when they appear, you will know why the road had to be narrowed, because these rare companions could not enter until the path was cleared. There comes a point in every sacred journey when you stop asking why the path grew narrow and Begin to understand that it was never meant to be crowded. What you once saw as a punishment now reveals itself as precision. Each departure, each silence, each moment of solitude was not random. It was woven into the design of your destiny. You were not abandoned, you were being prepared.